show is produced every business day after the market close. Tom takes your phone calls from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time using the data available at that time.
Let's go to Fred in Denver. Hey, Fred, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, listen, it's an honor to speak to you. I wanted to tell you, I'm one of your successful tigers, and the reason that I'm successful, I probably read a couple hundred books on technical analysis over the last 10 or 15 years. I'm a retired public school teacher, and I heard you talking today on your earlier show that if you really knew what you were doing in this business, you probably wouldn't have to work again. And I wake up every morning, I look at your book, I can tell you, every other author is just pales in comparison to your clarity. I just wanted to thank you.
Oh, I really appreciate it.
And now, here's Tom O'Brien.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 2 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Release the need to be right. When you believe something, you assume you're right. You may even destroy relationships in order to defend your position. Let go of the need to defend your position. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow up 180, NASDAQ up 42, S&P's up 27, gold contract down $13, trading at $1,663 an ounce. Silver up 31 cents at $32.14 an ounce. Platinum down 17 at $1,534 an ounce. Copper up 2 pennies, not flat at $3.38 a pound. Light sweet crude up $2, trading out at $88.40. Bonds down 15 ticks at 139.09. Dollar index down 16 ticks, trading out at 77.26. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Check it out today. Today was a trip, no doubt, folks. This is what we did. Cash S&P goes from 1191, rejects the lower price, goes topside, closed at 1225. Okay, so now what are we doing? Well, intraday, folks, what we were actually doing is that we were rejecting lower price on lighter volume. Well, what do you think ended up happening? You jam into the highs that were out there from the 1229 on the September 1st, August 30th, and what are you doing? You're pushing into the downdraft with dramatically lighter volume now. What you're doing is that you did 1 billion shares versus 2.5 billion. And the candle, if you're into candlesticks chartings, no, it is not a bullish engulfing. It is a final or last engulfing. And this is a deviant candle. And what it is, folks, is this. At the end of an updraft, at the end of a trend on the way up, you start lower, you finish higher. That's what you have. So this is going to be wild watching this whole thing shake out. Why? Because after the close out here today, of course, Apple's going to be the number. You know, we get a lot of earnings coming out, but, you know, Apple, I suspect, is going to be the biggest one. Okay, so that's your S&P. We go over to the Dow Industrials. We take a look at the Dow. Same setup in the Dow. What does the Dow do? Dow rejects lower price. Intraday, bottom line, you know, intraday it was a rejection with lower volume. End of the day, you're going into highs with lighter volume. Same setup on the Dow Industrials. You're at the 11,577. Yeah, I can go test out the 11,712 out there. The composite, the NASDAQ composite. What we have with the composite is this. NASDAQ composite comes all the way down today to 2586. Finishes out, rejects that lower price. Finishes out at 2657. Same type of setup. Now check this out. This is pretty intense. The composite did 1.9 billion, and you're going into 4 billion. So the composite also is going to have a tough time blowing away the downdraft of the August 4th level. And we're going to know quite a bit before we actually get off this broadcast. Let's start with Intel. We take a look at Intel. Intel closed at $23.40. It's trading at $24.04 right now, up 60 cents. We take a look at revenues. This is what you have. They're buying back. They're going to buy back another $10 billion in stock. The estimate was 61 cents. They made 65 cents. That's bottom line. Top line, the estimate was 13.8 billion. Revenue-wise, they took in 14.24. We take a look at Intel. You like to take a look at the 24 mark. 24 mark brings you, well, actually, it brings you over the highs of May. You know, the high of May was 23.56. You know, so we'll see where this, yeah, that is the high. So we'll see whether they can hang on to that high. The high there was 23.95. Right now we are out here at 24.09. We go to this morning. What we had Big Blue come out with numbers. Big Blue just couldn't handle it out here today. Big Blue down 15. So you're down $7.50 with 15 million shares. Big Blue is going to be making its way back to the price point of 163. Right now, you're at 178. We go over to the Apple. So check out that. Let's check out Apple, because Apple, the numbers on Apple will be out at 4:30. That's the preliminary deal. 4:30. Now, what Apple did is this. So Apple's at 422.24. We are at highs. The last high that was out there is 422.86. That high had done 27 million or 24 million. The way Apple is set up, you know, Apple certainly has not been a short position. It is never taking out a swing low with volume. Now, the last time that it came down, it missed the 353.02. It went to 354.24, and it had juice on the way down. That was 44 million shares versus 24 up above. So what that's telling me is that when the Apple numbers come out, you very well can be right back at 381 in a heartbeat. And as I say, it's not a short position. You can't go short Apple. Why? Because the way I go short is that it first takes out a swing point on the way down, you get the counter turn up on the way back, and that's it. Where I'm going with this is that each and every time we've been down to that level, it's accelerated with volume. And it's gonna be wild, because we know Apple is selling hand over fist. The real question is, you know, what are they going to put inside this quarter? ISRG, this is Intuitive Surgical. Intuitive Surgical closed at $382, trading right now at $414. This is no doubt a personality stock in a huge way. That $414 is going into the last place we had volume up there, and you certainly had volume. If you want to see how this works, folks, at 415, bottom line, you had volume. Not only that, you're pushing into the swing point out here today with volume. Now, let's go over to gold. What we had out here in gold, you talk about volatility, folks. We had it in spades all over the place. Gold is a problem, and watch what it is here, folks. It showed its hand today. This is what it did. Gold has been trying to get into the downdraft from September 23rd. And we had 353,000 contracts come down hard. We come down $100, actually more than $100. Next day we come down another $100. It was trying for 3 weeks to get up into that level. Now it was trying, as it was getting up there, it was 100, 110,000. What do we do today? Okay, we come down to 1628. Big number down, right? What ends up happening? Rejects the lower price, finishes only down 11 bucks, which is nothing, okay? What you have here, however, though, now you have a high volume down deal. That's going to go right back down to those lower levels. What is it all about? King dollar, folks. King dollar. You talk about showing its hands in spades today. Tick for tick. It was amazing, okay? So picture, the dollar, the market is down 100, the dollar's up. The dollar pulls back a point, the market goes up 200. Now, what does it do? This is where this gets really wild. The dollar actually stopped pushing into a swing point with what? Higher volume. What does that say? We did 35,000 contracts versus it went into the sign of strength with 24,000 contracts, which was going into 44,000 contracts. Rejected lower price the last 2 days, went higher today. You're going to see the dollar right back topside into this 77.85 area. And, you know, it was just amazing watching the acceleration down the dollar, the acceleration up in the markets. Bottom line is that there's a couple of machines, folks, that tick for tick, they are throwing those trades off. And when they throw them off, let me tell you something. It's absolutely amazing. CSX, let's go take a look at CSX. They just come out with numbers. This is the large railroad. The revenue is $2.9 billion. That was the estimate was 2.5. Bottom line, top line is the same. It looks to me like bottom line also is the same. The earnings estimate was 43 cents. They come out with 43 cents. And right now it is trading, it's really trading flat. It's down 30 cents, but bottom line, it closed at 21.34. It's trading out there right now at 20.97. Let's go to K. Rico in Costa Rica. Hey, K. Rico, what's happening, brother?
Hi, Tom.
How you doing, man?
Well, today we had 15 handles on another one of those European rescue plans. I'm sure you noticed it if you were at your computers trading today.
That's for sure.
Around 2:45. I'm not sure the time, but holy cow. I was just relaxing, and then I heard them say it. I said, oh, I'm going to watch what this happens. And as soon as it happened, I mean, we just had a rocket shot with the SPX.
That's right.
15. And then I watched minutes later, I'm not even sure, around 3 o'clock or so, the gentleman that's the Englishman on CNBC, he said, people, you better read into the announcement more clearly. As soon as he started talking about that, wow, we started dropping. You know, we started to drop on the SPX pretty good on that one. And I just kept thinking to myself, you know, what a dangerous market to trade in. You got to have fast fingers, like you always say.
Well, it's not dangerous as long as you have stops in.
Sometimes.
I mean, it's dynamite, because the reality is that depending what side you're on, you know, you should know where you're at, and you should basically, you know, have your price points made to get in and to get out.
I agree. And I have a thing on my floor. It's a cardboard with says 3-wave fast moves, no setup, no trade. If I don't have a setup,
that's good.
I don't
That's
trade.
right. That's right. Big time.
And
Big
what
time.
I do is every morning I have this thing right to the left of me, and I look at it night and day in my mind, or all day in my mind if I'm trading, and I just wait, I breathe, and I wait for the trade setup. And today, when that announcement came, I trade the VXX because I really like the action on that.
I see.
And it was like 12 minutes after 3 o'clock is when it finally bottomed on the 10-minute chart.
Yeah.
And that was my signal where everything else was topping upside. This thing was bottoming big time. And I don't know, you know, it's dangerous. This is not a game for weak hearts.
Now listen, it's only dangerous if you basically do not have your stops in, or you are just basically putting a trade on in the middle of nowhere. Have a great one. Have a safe one. We'll come right back, folks.